Presented by Horns and Hooves Entertainment. You're watching Bob Hansen, Tom Muchak, Sean O'Malley, Adam Fitzgerald, and Andy Van Meer. You still up? Live. It's Buffalo After Dark.
Good evening, folks. This is your host, Buffalo Bob, over here at Buffalo After Dark. I am your host, Buffalo Bob, and I have my co-host for the evening, and I am here with Andy Van Meer. Andy, how are you, brother?
I'm here just enjoying the day.
I know. You're pissed off. So tell us how you really
Yes,
feel.
I am.
Yeah, so tell us how you really
It's
feel.
all right. It's day one of free agency frenzy. I expected a little bit more from our beloved Sabres. I'm okay with some of the signings. I didn't mind Vinny Hinostroza. He's a good bottom six guy. Butcher was a little bit of a shocker of a trade, but that's probably just the Devils clearing some cap out so they can bring in Dougie Hams. And as I said, our beloved Sabres have 0 goaltenders. One of the main problems with this team is goaltending. Now they just lost Lena to Boston, and now we have nobody on the roster yet. So we'll see what Kevin Adams has up his sleeve.
Yeah, I think the way they're establishing this, you could disagree with me, but I have a very strong feeling that there's a trade in place. You
I
heard
don't know
that.
who's left. Who's left to trade for?
Yeah, you heard that, right?
Yep. Bye.
Just checking. All right, so we're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna break down the trades that happened, and we're gonna talk about the news that happened over the week in both football and hockey, and of course, there's a little bit of baseball in context here. But we're gonna get right down to the good stuff. We're gonna get to hockey first because I think Andy has a lot to say. I have a lot to say, and we're going to get right down to it. So let's talk about draft night because this happened on Friday afternoon. There was a lot of speculation, a lot of trade talk, and of course the Sabres ended up making a trade on Friday. And if you haven't seen the video, I made a video on my channel at Buffalo Bobcast. So if you're interested in seeing that video, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So with that, on Friday, the Sabres made a trade with the Flyers that would send Rasmus Ristolainen to Philly for Robert Hagg, a first-round pick in 2021, which was the 14th overall pick or the 13th overall pick, whatever it was, and a 2023 second-round pick. And with that pick, the Sabres ended up taking from the SHL, I believe, or for the Swedish international team, they took Isaac Rosen. So, Andy, what do you think of the trade?
I thought it was a good trade for Buffalo. I didn't expect the pick that they were going to make with it, but a couple there would have liked ahead of Isaac Rosen. But the more you get to him, see what certain kids have. I mean, we'll see how long it takes for a kid like him to make the jump. Robert Hagg is a top defender, solid D man. I mean, it was kind of a steal. I mean, who's that Philly just made? I mean, they have a solid top 4 defense right now. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better output from them. But they, made the trade. They first got a little bit more than what we all probably thought they were going to get, and I think both sides actually made out. I mean, I don't want to see Rio playing in the East, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. So
Absolutely. And you know what, too? I'm not even complaining about the trade.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not even complaining about the trade because the fact that they got a first-round pick for a defenseman who hasn't been anywhere near good or lived up to his potential in the last 3 years, I think is astounding. And for Kevin Adams' part, I think that's pretty damn legit. The fact that they were able to get a first-round pick for a guy, like I said, that was on a decline. Hag, I think, will be a serviceable defenseman. We'll just have to see what Isaac Rosen can turn into. And I'm curious what they do with that 2023 second-round pick. I mean, considering they got 2 high picks and a player that's already established in the NHL for this player, I feel like it's a huge win for Buffalo. But for Philly, you have no idea how many complaints I've heard from Flyers fans about this. It's astonishing. Yeah, you heard, right?
I don't know what they're so upset about. I mean, yeah, you kind of been going in and out a little bit, but I heard the most of it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because my internet's a little unstable. So for those watching, we're sorry we apologize in advance. There's been some technical difficulties lately, and we actually have a storm brewing in my area soon. So I just want to let you guys know that just in case if something happens, it's going to be for that reasoning. So I apologize in advance. But though, in general, though, I think a lot of Flyers fans in general were really pissed off at Chuck Fletcher for the fact that they gave up so much for Risto. I think it's just astounding.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of had to reach for the fences a little bit, but you know what? I mean, they really have a solid top 4 on their back end. So, I mean, it might be a little steep price, but you got to understand right-handed defensemen are, they come with a premium to get. So, but you got to give a little to get in this league. So, I mean, hey.
You got to do what you got to do, right? You got to make the team better, and you got to get some assets for certain players. And sure enough, Risto goes to Philly, and he's on his way out. So
both sides, I think, came out on.
Yeah. So with that being said, though, I feel like it's necessary to talk about the 2 picks. So the Sabres ended up drafting Isaac Rosen out of the Swedish league, and they took Owen Power, of course, the main prize, with the first overall pick in the 2021 NHL draft. How do you think the Sabres did in the first round, or in general? Because I didn't really get to digest the draft board for the Sabres, but I have to go back and actually look at the later rounds. But Power and Rosen, I think, are pretty stellar picks. What do you think?
I mean, he got pretty much drafted where he was supposed to be. Nobody really had a high-end look for him.
Right.
I didn't, the route back to Russia, which was kind of interesting to see. And I watched all the interviews that the Sabres just had with all the Russian players, and kind of need that with Russian players. You need 2 to 3, coming in. They all know each.
Right, and
I don't know if he was in the. Do great name, and he looks like a pretty good player. Maybe might even turn into a power forward. He's already 6'2", 205.
right.
I like it.
That's a big boy for a player like that with his size. And look who we have. We have Mr. Bubba Matt here, Mr. Sean O'Malley. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you all doing tonight?
Good. We actually just got started about maybe, was it 8:48? So probably about maybe 10 minutes ago we started recording. So you just made it in time.
Sweet.
Yeah. So how you been? How was your summer so far?
Still hot and humid down here in Georgia, but what else is new?
Damn straight. So we're actually just going over the recap of the past weekend for the Sabres because they've been pretty damn busy. We just talked about the Ristolainen trade to the Flyers. We're talking about Owen Power and Isaac Rosen being drafted by the Sabres. And we're actually about to discuss the next topic, which is another trade the Sabres made. But this trade was probably a bit more interesting. It was supposed to be made on late Friday night but it got turned into a late Saturday afternoon. And this trade didn't even start surfacing until like 12:56 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. And around the time this trade was happening, I actually was pretty much ready to go to bed at the time, and I had to go to work the next morning as I got up at like 5:45. So I strongly had to wake up the next day for the trade. But in regards to that, though, the trade is that the Buffalo Sabres have traded Sam Reinhart to the Florida Panthers for Devin Levi, who I absolutely love. I love Devin Levi, and a first-round pick in next year's draft in 2022. So, Andy, what do you think of the trade?
I hate that Sam is going to be yet another Eastern Conference team, yet another divisional team. That's the only thing I hate about the trade, really. I like Levi. He shows some promise. It's a lot of pretend, but it's still a first. Who knows what it'll turn into? Whether it's a first this year or a first next year, whatever works, that's fine. I don't mind. So I thought it was a fair trade.
I think so too. Sean, what do you think of the trade? Sam Reinhart to Florida.
I mean, for me, that came out of nowhere. But yeah, I feel like I know a lot of Sabres fans might be a little upset about it, or maybe or something like that. I don't know, but it's it's going to be intriguing to see what Reinhardt could do for Philly.
Well, he went to Florida. Risto went to Florida.
Aristo, I'm getting it too mixed up. All right, Florida.
Okay.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so Ristolainen went to the Flyers, and Reinhart went to the Panthers.
All right. Any news on Jack Eichel or no?
It's funny. We'll actually get to him in a little bit, but there actually is some information coming out about Jack Eichel. But we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
So, but in general, though, I do like the trade. I just felt like that Buffalo should have got more in return other than just a first and Levi. I mean, Levi was a stellar goalie for Team Canada in the World Juniors last December, and he was going up against his supposed to be teammate, Spencer Knight. So in reality, I like the idea that they were able to bring in Levi, because in case of the next one up doesn't, prevail, they have another one up in the coming. So I definitely think, though, that it was definitely worth looking at. But like I said, I think they should have gotten more in return for Reinhart. Because how were you able to get so much for Ristolainen, but very little for Reinhart? That made no sense to me. All right. So
That's most likely, I would have to say. That's why I made it a little tougher. And you're just gonna have to go out and try the best deal you can. Still, I think they could have got another player like we were talking about, maybe an Anton Lundell, prospect, an A-chip prospect along with it. But it is what it is now. You can't turn back now.
nope.
But it's another goalie in pipeline. So, I mean, hopefully we'll see him in maybe 2 or 3 years. Who knows?
The only way we're going to know for sure, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope he does well, because the kid's only 19 years old. So for Florida to give up on Devin Levi, they would have had a hell of a goalie combo, 1-2 punch of Spencer Knight and Devin Levi. But to hell with it. Buffalo's got Levi now, and he might potentially be a starter in the NHL. And he actually might be a really good backup, if not better, than Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, for all the hell we know.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainties right now. Just a lot of wait and see.
Right. But I give Kevin Adams credit, and the credit for being that he was able to get multiple picks for half of these players. He got 2 first-round picks for 2 of those guys. And on top of that, he was able to get other assets in return from other deals just to kind of just hold on to them and turn them into something else. So I think that's a pretty intriguing suspect from Mr. Kevin Adams. And I like his approach. But I'm curious what he does with the goaltending going forward. But we'll find out down the road. And if something comes up, we'll record it next week. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's more things in the works. I mean, we'll have to see.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'm not complaining. So, I mentioned to Sean because you know how you asked me about the Jack Eichel story going on.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have some news for you. And it turns out, according to Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News, it's probably the most popular hockey magazine in modern history right now, released in this decade. Reporter Ryan Kennedy came out saying, quote, I'm hearing the Buffalo Sabres asking price is pretty legit high from the Vegas Golden Knights, and the return could be Riley Smith, Peyton Krebs, Nick Hagee, and a first-round pick in 2022. Now, the question is, do you take it?
Mm. Wow.
For me, close. But for me personally, I'd rather have Jonathan Marchessault and Alex Tuck along with Krebs in a first. I don't want Riley Smith. And I don't need another defenseman. I mean, we're already getting overloaded with defensemen here.
Right. So I do think that I agree with you. I think they should swap Smith for Marchessault. Then I think it would say, bring it on. But I would probably swap Hagee for Tuck, and that's just my personal opinion. If Vegas is able to do that and get it for Jack Eichel, sign me up. I would take that in a heartbeat, without a doubt. And from the and from the reports, it seems like to me that Vegas and Anaheim are the front runners to get Jack Eichel. And the question becomes is, would Vegas actually do it? Because there's been a lot of talk that Vegas may pull the trigger on the trade, depending on Kevin Adams. I mean, who knows where Jack Eichel's going to go? Because Minnesota just backed out. There's talks the New York Rangers might be coming back in. The I already said Minnesota. The Calgary Flames are another team that was probably mentioned in trade talks for Jack Eichel. So we don't even know what the return would look like for Jack Eichel if he were to go to Calgary. I don't even know, to be honest with you, because that's how scary it is to see this trade proposal go through. Because the problem is that the value in the price market is so high for Jack, and it's like nobody wants to pay for a superstar center or a superstar player, period. So for me, it just seems like a gamble for a team like Vegas or Minnesota to give up their prospect pool and an established player and multiple picks for a guy like Eichel.
Well, a lot of their first-round picks are late first-rounders, so I don't think they would really care. They're trying to win a championship. I mean, the window's only open for so long with this team, and now without Fleury, Lerner and Rousseau now as your two goaltenders, and they don't have a solid number one centerman. So I can see that happening with Vegas more and more, as well as some other teams, like Anaheim. Even though Getzlaf resigned for one more year, I can still see that happening, but I don't know if that would be too in favor for a team like Anaheim right now, who's still kind of rebuilding. But I think a sleeper that could still happen with LA. They just signed Noah as another center. I mean, they're starting to get strung down the center now with Byfield and Turcotte still around, as well as Velarde as another center with Kopic. So could they part with the likes of Velarde and a Turcotte, Velarde and a Byfield? I mean, who knows?
Nobody really has.
I can see it happen with Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is like a wild card, and that's what I like about the Knights is they're very wild card-ish. Like nobody can guess what they're gonna do next. The Kings, you kind of have an idea, but Vegas, they have so many talented players, like you don't have a clue who they're gonna propose.
Oh, and you put Jack, on a line with Mark Stone and Pacioretty, forget about it. I mean, they're ready to roll. I mean, they have William Karlsson as a second line center. They could split it up just fine. But Marchessault and Tuck are the players I'd want back for our two young centermen to play with. These kids are gonna have to rise, and you're gonna have to elevate their game. But if you give them players that are not really good to play with, then how do you expect them to elevate their game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But now circling back to Sean's question, would you do the trade?
Oh, I would. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to which team will benefit from this trade the most. And I honestly feel like it would be Vegas, even though even though they might be losing, even though they'll be losing a first round pick for next year's draft. I still think Vegas will win this trade.
Yeah, I have to agree. As much as I think the return would be nice, I just don't see how Buffalo would win it long term because it's just obsolete to think that you trade a player who makes $10.25 million for the next 5 more years. You trade him to a star caliber team like Vegas, and you suspect that all the players they get in return could actually just poof pan out. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of gamble that Buffalo has to take because with Jack Eichel demanding a trade, you have to correspond with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And the last one before we get to the free agency frenzy, because there is a lot to talk about, Sean, because the Seattle Kraken made a lot of moves today, and I feel like it's important that we talk about it. So the last piece of news that happened within a couple of hours ago, and I actually just made a video before Andy called me to get on the show, and it's a pretty intriguing trade. And I got to say, it's a win-win for Buffalo in this scenario. So the trade, because after the New Jersey Devils picked up Dougie Hamilton for an 8-year deal worth around, 7-year deal worth around $9 million per year, which is a fucking ransom for a all-star caliber defenseman for Carolina's standpoint. Will Butcher became exposed, and he was left out in the open and was a possible candidate to be traded. And sure enough, they do it. They trade him. And sure enough, Will Butcher and a 2022 fifth-round pick were sent to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange to the New Jersey Devils in, quote, future considerations. In other words, nothing. So, Andy, what do you think of the trade?
Just the left side, like I said, the side is going to be overloaded. We're talking Darlene, Butcher, Haig, Bryson, Samuelson. That's 5 guys on the left side. You can only play 3. So,
and Power. Don't forget Power.
Well, if he decides to come over too, if he decides to go back to college, which on if he does 1 year, it's still overloaded without him. And like I said, in a Jack trade, I'd be flipping one of those left-handed defensemen along with him.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a very interesting deal, and just in general. And what's really ironic about this whole Will Butcher trade in general, this is now the second player in, I think, 3 years that a player that's been linked to the Sabres for a long, long time. Like, if you remember, Andy, and I'm sure you do, is, John, do you remember the Jimmy Vesey saga?
Yep, I remember it.
Remind me.
Okay. So Jimmy Vesey in 2016 was the most highly talented prospect. He won the Hobey Baker winner for best college player, which is hockey's equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. So he's a free agent. He refuses to sign with Nashville. His rights get traded to the Sabres. They had 2 months to negotiate a deal, and Vesey said, "Yeah, sure. I'll sign a deal." And sure enough, he doesn't sign it, and he ends up leaving the team because the Sabres had exclusive rights to his contract. They couldn't come to an agreement, and then by that point, he goes to the New York Rangers, and sure enough, the New York Rangers signed Jimmy Vesey, and he's never reached up to his full potential from his Hobey Baker days. And then he gets traded to the Buffalo Sabres in 2019 for a 3rd-round pick, and he ends up getting left out to be a free agent, go to Toronto and then Vancouver. And the same thing was said in Will Butcher. Will Butcher, I believe, was a candidate for the Heisman Trophy, and he was playing hockey at the University of Denver. And he was a free agent, refused to sign with the Avalanche, and he was down to either to the Devils or the Sabres, and he chose the Devils as his team for a couple of years. And then, sure enough, he gets traded to the Sabres, which was the exact same team that tried to acquire him a couple of years ago.
Wow. Oh, man, that's a lot.
Yeah. Were you able to get all that?
Barely. That was a lot.
So, in other words, 2 people rejected the Sabres the first time, and all of a sudden they end up getting traded there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the ordeal. That's the ordeal of this whole scenario. I just find it so interesting that the Sabres finally got the guy they should have gotten 3 years ago, and he ends up getting traded to Buffalo. So I just find that a fascinating trade in general, or just the Sabres in general. They're just a very fascinating team. And to kind of give you a glimpse of an idea of this, there was a picture, Sean, that posted on, I think it was on Twitter a couple of years ago. It was like in 2018. And there was a picture of Will Butcher carrying a hockey bag with the sticks and all that, going from the Denver airport, and I forget where he was going. And he had the Buffalo Sabres logo on that bag. Yeah, imagine that. So,
yeah, imagine that. That's some more deal.
For sure. So, but like Andy, do you like this trade? Do you approve it, or like what's your status on this?
For what, Butcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, fine. But I mean, like I said, that left side is overloaded now. I mean, you want the kind of competition. I mean, some players I'd rather see up than others, and now with Butcher and Haig, happens to Samuelson, happens to Bryce,
Right. So I think that settles the trade. But now let's talk about the rest of the free agent class, because we do have Sean on here, and he is a newly still exposed Seattle Kraken fan. So if you remember, Sean, during the live broadcast, you remember how the Kraken took Vitek Vanacek?
Yeah.
Guess what they did with him? Seriously, I want you to just take a guess.
They traded him, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Where do you think they traded him back to the Washington Capitals?
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, but you know what? They got a second-round pick in 2023 for him. So the guy that got exposed by the Caps was taken by the Kraken. A week later, gets traded back to Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that. I feel like that was a waste of time, to be honest. Complete freaking waste of time.
You probably would have been better off to pick someone else.
Maybe so. Why draft somebody you end up trading to a week later? Well,
there is a prize, and that's where we're going to talk about next. And that is that the Seattle Kraken picked probably they actually ended up signing one of the hottest commodity goalies in the free agent market this year. Yeah, imagine that. So the Seattle Kraken ended up picking up goalie Philip Grubauer from the Colorado Avalanche, and then signed him to a monster contract, which was at most 6 years, $5.9 million per year.
Yeesh.
Yep. So the Kraken's new 1-2 punch on goalies is Philip Grubauer and Chris Drieger. So you now have a starter, and now you have a full-on backup.
Oh man, that is talk about stacked.
Yeah, and that's not even the best part of all this. But we're gonna get to that in a second. But Andy, what do you think of the Grubauer signing to the Kraken?
Is what it is. My Avs lost their goalie, but I mean, he's good. He's not elite, but it is what it is.
Well, they certainly.
He went for the money. He doesn't want to make a cup run anymore. He wants the money. Take it. Whatever. All right.
What do you mean? How do you know the Kraken could be the new Vegas Golden Knights? How do they know that?
They would still have to make some more moves up front for me to say that's a solid all around ordeal. But it's a good 1-2. It's a good 1-2 punch for the Kraken. I'm not knocking him for that, but I mean, Grubauer isn't like elite. He's a good goalie. He's not elite. Yes, he had a good year this past year, but I mean, he's been all right. I mean, Avalanche still have Francouz, and now they have Kemper that they just traded for a little while ago. So I mean, hey, I'm good with it. I mean, I'm not gonna overpay for a good goalie. It's not Fleury we're talking about.
No, definitely not. I mean, imagine that next year if the Knights kept Fleury. Imagine a Fleury versus Grubauer face-off in their first game next year on ESPN. Oh my God, Seattle traveling to Vegas with Philip Grubauer and the Kraken taking out Marc-Andre Fleury and the Vegas Golden Knights. That would have been an epic showdown, without a doubt. I just find it so fascinating to the point where I think the Kraken could actually do some hell of a damage. If you get my drift. I just strongly think that they really, really well in this signing. I mean, I'm honestly just flabbergasted that a goalie like Grubauer, who took a really good Avalanche team into a deep run in the playoffs, all of a sudden now leaves them for more money and goes to an expansion team of all places. I'm just stating a fact.
It is what it is, man.
Yep.
Welcome to free agent frenzy.
Yep, and that's not all, man. So not only that, but the Kraken also signed their first superstar player, and the Kraken ended up signing Jaden Schwartz to a 5-year deal worth about $27.5 million at annual average value of $5.5 million.
Man.
That's a monster contract for him and the Kraken. And again, Seattle is really establishing themselves to be an up-and-coming wildcard team, if not better. Because again, with the moves that Ron Francis is making, the Kraken could be a fringe wildcard team. You never know. They might even be better than a wildcard team. They might be one of the best teams in the league.
I wouldn't go that far as best team in the league, but definitely, you're starting to put together something. Their top 6 was a little iffy after the expansion draft. So, but adding Schwartz and adding Wenberg, I mean, those are good pieces for a top 6. But I mean, we'll see what happens. Still early.
Yeah, for sure. What do you call it? So, and on top of all that, I believe the Kraken. Do you remember the details, Andy, to the Alexander Wenberg contract?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, I know it was like a 3-year deal or something like that for worth about maybe $3 to $4.
I got it right here. It's on Kraken's Instagram page. 3 years, AAV at $4.5 million.
And what's the term? 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
For Alex Wenberg to Seattle.
Yep.
Okay, so there's an indication right there. So in general, though, I do like the moves the Kraken are definitely taking. So I have to give them credit where credit is due. And I believe they still have a little bit of money playing around with, because I'm pretty sure they went from $30 million in cap space, I think, down to like $23 million if you pretty much do the math, or it might be lower than that. But they got a lot of money to play with. So there's no doubt in my mind that they are far from done as far as like free agents and as far as trades, because I think they're trying to build a team from the ground up to be competitive, and there's no denying that whatsoever about Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah, so with that being said, I think that's going to do it now for hockey. Now let's move on to football. Now, before I get to football, I want to make one quick gesture real quick about baseball. What do you think, and I know Sean's got a lot to say about this, what do you think of the new Cleveland Indian name, the Cleveland Guardians?
Oh, good gosh.
Tell us.
What are they guarding, Lake Erie?
Oh my gosh. They put them on the list of teams or companies that caved into the woke mob.
Well, you can certainly say that. I mean, they were planning to change the name for a while now, but now it's finally official. When I think of Guardians, I think of the XFL team.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, come on.
Like, what are they even guarding? Are they guardians of choking in the playoffs?
Maybe.
And again, it is Cleveland, so I'm not too surprised by that. But Andy, what do you think of the new name, the Cleveland Guardians?
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't like.
There's no way around it. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree.
Yeah, I think they should have went with the Cleveland Spiders. But literally, look at that stupid logo. A baseball with a capital G with wings. Literally.
Looks like a freaking kid drew that.
Yeah, basically.
They're not the LA.
Yep. I also think this looks a little tiny bit different. It looks a little similar to the LA Angels, doesn't it? The old logo with the wings, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Stupid name.
Ugh.
Yep. And of course, well, it's Cleveland baseball without having to change the actual cap logo.
Swear, if they come after the freaking Atlanta Braves, I'm oh man, I'm not gonna be happy.
Now,
They'll find something to be offended, but from that, guaranteed.
yep. And then here's one more for you. This is what's going to be on the jerseys.
Oh, this is comedy. This is so freaking bad comedy, man.
Yeah, clearly. It's a shit show. It is an absolute shit show. Yeah, I know Sean's gonna be like ready to cry in a corner.
Cry out of laughter, yeah. So dumb. Oh.
Jesus Christmas, man. I can't with these people. But no, in all seriousness, no, I think it is a pretty stupid name. Hopefully it does well, but I don't think a lot of people will be too happy about it.
No, they best believe they won't. Not even Cleveland will be happy about it.
Like again, what are they even guarding anymore? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I
But
don't get it.
whatever. So I'm guessing Andy doesn't like the name either.
He said it sucks.
There you go. Where is Andy? Did he like snooze off?
He's got his mic muted.
Yeah, he'll be back. But anyway, so let's move on to the next topic, and there is a lot to talk about. As far as football, I guess you could say it's safe to say it's trade season in football, and good timing too, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL, and there's a lot of trade rumors, and there's actually been a trade over the week. So if you haven't heard, Aaron Rodgers has finally took the knee, and he is going to be playing for the Green Bay Packers, potentially his last year with the team, and just to appease him, the Packers decided not to get an elite wide receiver, but a wide receiver that he just so happens to be buddy with. And his name just so happens to be Randall Cobb. And Randall Cobb was traded to the Green Bay Packers from the Houston Texans in exchange for a 2022 sixth-round draft pick.
Well, welcome back to Green Bay, Randall Cobb.
Yeah, do you think this is going to appease Aaron Rodgers? And what's really funny too about this whole Aaron Rodgers situation is even after he comes back, he's still whining like a bitch.
Yeah, there's nothing in the world's going to change that right now.
No, not even. So it's getting to a point where, and there was even people then like in the Vegas odds that were saying, if you pay attention to Vegas odds, which I normally don't, but to me this week it was just hysterical. And the Vegas betting odds were that, I believe with the actual ratio, I think there was like a plus 1,000 chance that Aaron Rodgers was going to retire before training camp.
Well, forget that now.
Yeah, it's pretty much stuff like that. And then the Miami Dolphins are in a bit of a trouble because one of their best players, probably the best defensive player on the Miami Dolphins, Xavier Howard, has requested a trade out of Miami, and he wants to be paid like he's projected to be. He deserves to get paid, and the Dolphins are undervaluing him. So now the question becomes, which team ends up trading for Xavier Howard?
Well, more than likely it won't be Buffalo.
No, he's not going to Buffalo. No question about that.
Oh, good grief. I mean, I feel like, it comes down to either where he wants to go or what team's going to benefit the most with him.
There's a lot of teams that could benefit with Xavier Howard. I really don't know what the price will be, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be worth a first-round pick, maybe two, maybe a middle third, or maybe luckily a seventh or a second. I really don't know what the asking price is going to be for Howard. But regardless of the status, the Dolphins will get a very good return for him.
Yep.
So what team do you think could take a shot at him?
This might be a long shot, but maybe the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Like I said, long shot.
True. For me, I'm gonna say, in my honest opinion, I'm gonna say the Cowboys.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that because Dallas does need a corner. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys went out of their way and they ended up getting Xavier Howard. It would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes better sense.
Yeah, I don't even know how much he wants to make. Like somewhere maybe like 30 million, 40 million, maybe less. I really don't know. But regardless of the situation, he's gonna get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
No doubt about that.
yeah, and it's going to be interesting what Miami does with all those assets. So I really want to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sure more info is going to come in later August or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see.
yep. And we go down all the way to the western part of the United States in Arizona. Things are a little interesting over in Arizona, and it turns out that Pro Bowl defensive end Chandler Jones has requested a trade out of Arizona for two reasons. And this is according to Jeremy Fowler. He said Jones has been unhappy with A, his contract, and B, and I quote, the future with the team. But the Cardinals do not want to trade him, but they expect him to report to training camp.
Oh boy. Have fun going through that mess.
Yeah, but where the hell do you think this guy can end up if he were to be traded? Because the longer this drags out, the less I feel that he's going to want to stay there. And why would you leave? I mean, imagine all the talent the Cardinals have. I would be jealous what they have. I mean,
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. Who else do they have? They had Larry Fitzgerald, and he's unofficially retired. They have some pretty good players, too. They got Chandler Jones. They got a decent offensive line. So the Cardinals in general are not that bad of a team on paper.
No.
But they're really not. And to me, they're probably in the most competitive division in the NFL, without question. I mean, you're in the same division with the Niners, the Seahawks, and the Rams. So it's anybody's guess of who wins the division this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, I don't know where he would want to go. I don't think he would stay in the division for one thing. Who knows? Maybe somewhere Midwest.
I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. I would say an East Coast team. I could see the Giants taking a play for him.
Well, the Giants do need guys, so.
Yeah, that's true. I've also seen reports I've actually seen reports of the Bills being in the talk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine that. Would you trade for Chandler Jones, and what would you give up for him?
Honestly, I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't trade for him?
No, not really.
I would give up Jerry Hughes.
Nope, don't trade for him.
Hi, Andy. What's up? The hell did he come from?
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, literally out of nowhere. I was gonna say though is if they're gonna trade Chandler Jones for Buffalo's end, I would trade a second in next year's draft, and I would trade Jerry Hughes for Chandler Jones.
Jerry Hughes is getting past his physical first.
Yeah, he failed his physical.
Yeah, that sucks.
Got a calf strain.
But
a little benefit from out of that. Greg Russo's getting a few snaps at first team.
it's gonna be an interesting showcase within the upcoming weeks leading up to preseason. So, in general, though, I don't know what the asking price is going to be for Chandler Jones, but I'm assuming the Giants would be involved, the Bills would be involved. I could see the Dolphins even being involved if they really, really wanted it to happen. Maybe trade Xavier Howard for Chandler Jones.
Yeah, maybe.
That would work, but who knows? I mean, I'm not the GM of either team, so I really don't have a say in it. But I just think it would be a fascinating idea. If you're looking to do a one-for-one trade, Chandler Jones for Xavier Howard, I mean, to be fair, they're both Pro Bowl players, so it only makes sense for them to both be traded to the opposite teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Andy, because you missed the first half of the question, what would you give up in a trade for Xavier Howard?
No, price would be too high.
Price would be too high?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on Xavier Howard.
Okay. What about Chandler Jones?
Nope, don't want him either. He invested a lot in getting defensive ends. So go with what you got.
So you wouldn't trade Jerry Jones in a second for Jones?
True.
Jerry Hughes in a second for Chandler Jones. You wouldn't do that if somebody presented it to you?
What's the money like and what's the age gap?
Who knows? I mean, again, it's anybody's guess what the hell is going to happen down the road, but it's just some interesting aspects. That's all I know for sure. So, is there any other comments you guys like to make before we wrap up tonight's show?
Well, yeah, I got a question. And honestly, I kind of wanted to ask it last week, but no, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, like in regards to the Bills training camp, like there was an article I read. There were like 3 positions to focus on the most, and like in your guys' opinions, what do you think is the crucial position that needs the most focus during training camp?
Tight end.
Okay, Andrew. Andy.
What was the question? I'm sorry, it kind of went out.
Yeah, what's in the Bills training camp? What do you think is the most crucial position that the Bills need to focus on the most during training camp?
It's going to have to be the defensive line and also the tight ends. You need more production of the tight ends, and you need that line to really come together and ball out and get some sacks, get some turnovers, and for a better recipe than what they already had last year. So, I mean, that's what they need to focus on.
All right. And Bob, you said tight ends, right?
Yeah, because think about the tight end position. You have Dawson Knox, who it's a break it or whatever. It's a make it or break it year for him. And then Tommy Sweeney is literally like oblivion at this point. So they really don't have a lot to hold up in that position. And Reggie Gilliam was a freaking fullback and got turned into a tight end. So there you have it. You have 3 tight ends, but they don't have they don't have that tight end that can make big plays and get to the end zone. They don't have that kind. I mean, Dawson Knox has developed into that kind of player, but he's not as hyped as people thought he was when he first came out of Ole Miss. And that's just being general honesty opinion about it.
Okay. I mean, for me, I say it's running back because I feel like Singletary and Moss really.
Singletary and Moss. I'll wait for him to come back.
You got other running backs in play as well. You got.
Yeah, can you repeat that? But you actually got cut off when you were explaining it.
Shoot. Yeah, I said that I would focus more on running back because of how Singletary and Moss underperformed this past season when they were expected to have a good season. So. And I mean, Moss, he did get injured, so I mean, I make somewhat of an exception for him. But I feel like there's even a little more high expectations in the running back position.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, you know what's a topic we forgot to talk about that's been a hot commodity? Deshaun Watson. I told you.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. I feel like an asshole. I actually forgot about this, to be honest with you. I know we were saying we were going to wrap it up. I totally forgot about this topic, so I apologize, guys, in advance.
That's all good. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, damn straight. Let's do it. So Deshaun Watson apparently is still not cleared of his sexual assault allegations, and he is indeed going to be training with the Houston Texans. And trade talks have been heating up lately. And there are 2 teams out there that are in the making for him. And the team is either the Miami Dolphins or the Philadelphia Eagles. One of the 2 will end up getting Deshaun Watson. But there was a report as well, too, that Deshaun Watson's desire and his likely destination to be traded at is to the Denver Broncos. Because Denver does not have squat, and they don't know how to develop shit, as far as I'm concerned. But I feel like Denver would not want to give up what the asking price would be from the Texans. I just don't see it happening. However, I do think that the Eagles and the Dolphins are in the mix as well. And I just read a report that just came out that said, and I quote, if the Eagles or the Texans want Deshaun Watson, they would have to move either Jalen Hurts or Tua Tagovailoa, according to Fox Sports. So, in other words, you have to give out either Hurts or Tua in a trade for Watson, for Watson to go to your team. So, in this scenario, which team do you think has the best advantage?
Well, that's a hard one. Oh, dang. Between Hurts and Tua. I would probably pick Miami.
You would pick Miami, even though he would be going into the division kicking her ass for many, many years.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But for real though, because I don't know, the fact that Tua got benched for freaking Fitzpatrick, that honestly that says a lot. I know he was a rookie at the time, but still, I feel like people expected him to perform at a better level than he did. So, yeah,
Right.
I would pick the Dolphins.
Andy, what about you? What would you do in this situation?
Who is it for?
The report was Fox Sports just came out with a report saying that it's coming down to either to the Miami Dolphins or the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade for Deshaun Watson. And the report is that if either one of these teams want Watson, for Miami, they'd have to give up Tua Tagovailoa, and for Philly, they'd have to give up Jalen Hurts. So the question is, if you were the Houston Texans, which team do you trade him to?
Whatever you get the most for, but I would probably lean towards Phil.
Wait, can you say that again? You got cut off.
Oh, sorry. I said whoever gives up the most for him. But I'd say the Eagles.
Eagles? Yeah, I'm going to say Philly as well, because if you think about Watson, he's from a very, very highly respected college in the country in Clemson, and he's going to be eligible to get a Heisman Trophy winner wide receiver in Devontae Smith, who the Eagles just drafted in April. And on top of that, you have Jalen Reagor and you have Zach Ertz, who is not going to probably be on the Eagles for very long anyway, because his name has been coming up in trade rumors to Buffalo. And a few weeks ago, Merrill Reese said that they were close to making a trade to send Zach Ertz to the friggin' Bills, but so far it has not happened. So that's irrelevant. However, if you're going to trade Watson to one of those 2 teams, I say Philly. Long term, they have to rebuild that offensive line. But as far as like ready to go and win it all, I'm going to say Miami. But I'm going to put my end and I'm going to say whatever. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on one second. Andy, remember I have a confession to make. Remember when we were talking to Justin earlier today?
Yeah.
The Sabres just got a goalie.
Hold on. Don't say it. Don't say anything just yet, Bobby. Just don't say anything just yet.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll tell you.
Okay. Give me 1 minute, okay?
Oh boy.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm looking at her right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's gonna freak out.
I'm not saying a word.
Nope. Dude, shut your fucking mouth. Do not do anything.
Nope.
So, Sean, how was your day?
Oh, not much. Same old at work. Working in a freaking
No! 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 Oh, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill Justin. Justin, you fucking dead. Oh no! He better be the goddamn backup. He better be the backup. I swear to God.
Oh my god!
Oh my God. What is with these weird deals? Oh my God. All right, fine. I'll take him as a backup. I don't care. You still got to trade for. What the fuck? No. Yes and no. Okay. Yes and no. Jesus. I mean, he's definitely better than Hutton.
God!
He gotta be fucking me.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh my god, I'm crying!
Didn't get a phone call yet.
Oh my
Oh, all right, fine. I'll take him as a backup. Okay, go get a starter. You gotta go get a starter.
Oh my god!
Good grief.
Oh my god!
Another fucking what? What are these near fucking deals?
What freaking?
Does he have some big plans for next year that we don't know about?
Yeah, probably. I mean, there's the only reason that they're making these cheap moves. That's the only reason.
I mean, there's no other explanation.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh god.
How the fuck did he know that?
Oh boy.
How the fuck did he know about Craig Anderson coming to Buffalo? That's what I want to know.
We have to ask Justin that. We have to ask him on the show next time.
Because if he got some really good insight knowledge, he needs to fucking say something.
Yeah, he called it.
He called it. And he had it in his friendly box too. I'm like, why the fuck do you have Alex Lyon and fucking Craig Anderson as goalies? I'm like, what if this motherfucker gets Craig Anderson? No. He knows something.
Oh god, that was fucking crazy. Oh my god.
Yeesh.
All right, fine. Fine. I think that's a backup. But you gotta trade for one. You gotta, and a young one. I come on.
Relax. They're gonna probably work it out. I mean, it's not like Andy's gonna be a full-on starter. Relax. You're acting like he's gonna be the starting goalie.
Well, right now
Man.
Oh god. Jesus Christ, that was funny.
For real. Oh man.
Oh my god.
what are the Saber shopping at fuck Aldi's or something for all these players? I mean, Jesus.
I don't know.
30 fucking 7 million in cap, and they got all these 1-year bullshit deals for no money. Like, what are you doing?
Do you want to talk about it?
What are there to talk about? Got an old ass Craig Anderson as backup. Okay, all right. What else you got for me? I swear to God, if they get ass Lion like fucking Justin Head, I'm done. I'm not watching them this year. I'm not. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch that. I can't do it. It's already turning into another fucking rebuild on top of a rebuild, and it's just ugh.
Oh my god, that was hysterical.
I can't do it right now. I just can't do it.
God. Now you know. Now you know what it feels like to be Adam when they traded for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but you know what? He's their starter. There's no way in hell Craig Anderson's gonna be the fucking starter.
He's not though. He's too old. That's like putting fucking I don't know.
Well, at least Craig Anderson's there to tell Sabres players what they are.
Maybe Andy's there to be a veteran presence. I don't know. I mean, look, if this was like 5 years ago, I would have no doubt told Craig Anderson. But for him,
it's about 5 seasons too late.
I know that, but at the time, there was no way the Senators were letting him go. There was no way. now, and reports came out earlier this week about Craig Anderson because now they were talking about it because the Sabres made friggin' Andy broke it over here. We had to talk about it. So the Sabres ended up signing Craig Anderson to a 1-year deal for $750K, which isn't a whole lot of money, and that's backup money, by the way, AHL money for that matter. And it's getting to a point now where Andy is completely broken and he has no fucking clue what's happening because Sabres fans were already ripped apart with Linus Omar going to the Boston Bruins. You had Carter Hart going to the Arizona Coyotes. You had Jake McCabe going to the Chicago Blackhawks. And now to piss off everybody else, they went out and got Craig fucking Anderson of all people.
Oh boy. This franchise, they're literally at the end of their rope. I gotta be real. This franchise is at the end of their rope.
Yeah, clearly.
Can we please just trade for? God, what are you doing, Kevin? If you're lining this, just say it in your press conference. Just say it. Just go 82 and fucking we'll go to the draft and get right, and then maybe I'll feel even a little bit more better. Oh my God. I don't understand. I understand this is a second goalie, but you better have something up your sleeve for a starter. No way in hell am I gonna watch this game with Craig Anderson being the fucking starter. No.
I'm sure they got something working. I mean, they've been interested in Elvis Lincolns for a while, so I'm going to give the Sabres the benefit of the doubt because it's way too early. It's only the first day of free agency, so they could be making a trade from now to training camp because they can't go into training camp with only one goalie. So they gotta at least make some sort of impact. But to be fair, Andy may be 40 years old, 39 years old, but he's a good veteran presence. I'm not going to complain about it. But I mean, I think it's hysterical that they signed him to such an old age. But I think the only reason Craig Anderson even plays for the Sabres at this point is if simply whoever the new guy comes in, that's the starter. That is going to be the guy who ends up getting injured, and then Anderson comes into play. That's the only reason I see this happening.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know what's funnier, this or the Sam Darnold ran from Adam a few months ago. That was the funniest shit. Oh, God.
What are we doing? If this is a full-on fucking redo, I mean, I get it, but my God. I can't. I'm only mad because there were so many other better backups that signed today. They weren't even signed for all that much.
That's funny.
I mean, you could have signed Bernier. You could have signed maybe Braden Holtby. You could have signed. There were so many others out there, but I would have felt better than Craig Anderson. But whatever.
Well, to be fair, I think, like I said, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think there's a move up Kevin Adams' sleeve. I think he wants to get a younger goalie that's in his mid-20s. And I know for a fact that Elvis Merzlikins was available. They could have traded for Darcy Kemper. I agree with you. They could have. There were probably other better goalies out there in the free agent.
They could have signed A.T. Ranta, the goalie that I wanted them to sign, even as a backup. They fucking let him go. He went to fuck Carolina. What are you guys doing? You're letting all these guys slip away again. This is the second year in a row where they let all these goalies just fucking go.
Sean, I think the Sabres have officially broken Andy.
I think so too.
Oh my God, that was funny shit, man.
Oh boy.
I didn't think we were gonna end the show on a high note. I really did. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's all right, Andy. It's all right.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to be a show. I'm gonna have to invest in fucking crack jersey because they're looking a whole lot better already, and they haven't even played a game yet.
Oh my!
I don't care for bad, but if we got an expansion team that's better than us, again, you gotta just pack up your shit and move. I mean, seriously, it was hardly hard enough to see Vegas doing what they do already as an extension for a few years and making the playoffs every single fucking year. If we see Seattle doing this and we're not even coming close to a playoff spot, I'm just gonna stick with my abs and say fuck the Sabres. Seriously, might just have to throw in my Sabre shit and say fuck it and just stick with my Avalanche.
Well, why don't you just do that then, Andy? Just submit, just go and just root for the Avalanche. It'll make you the least feel better. I mean, granted, you have to deal with this dipshit now bragging about Philip Grubauer on the freaking expansion team.
I'm not ready just yet. I'm at my breaking points.
Why don't you
need more? I need more. I mean, you can't tell me you're trying to rebuild this thing again with young kids if you're not going to fucking put better wingers around who are not probably going to be your top two centermen and Middlestat and Cousins, at least, unless you get Shane Wright on top of that next year's draft. But right now, how are you even making this team even any better, your young core better? You're not adding around them.
Oh, God.
You had no goals. You let it all slip through. You go put Craig Anderson at the bottom of the barrel, and now you still got to look for a starter. Because don't tell me UPL already, because he's not yet.
Oh, my God. This is too funny.
What the fuck are we doing, Kevin? What are we doing, Kevin Adams? What are we doing?
Oh, my God.
You want to be competitive. You want players to come play here. But players don't really want to fucking come here right now. So let's go for the bottom of the barrel type players. Mark Pissick. Yeah, that was so 2014 butt goal against Arizona. Yeah, I was there for that. Okay. Yeah, bring him back. Sure. You want to bring back Tyler Ennis too? Fuck are we doing, Kevin?
Oh, God.
Kevin Adams.
Bring the whole band.
Show me the big picture.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's Winberg and Schwartz and Grubauer, and I have to say, yeah, my Sabres got Craig and
Craig Anderson.
We're going somewhere. You know how embarrassing that is right now?
Yes, Andy,
what a joke.
I know. It's okay.
Come on, Kevin. What are we doing here?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I'm not going to knock him. He's made some pretty decent trades. You have the opportunity to really go after some people to really kind of liven things up a little bit, and you just from the bottom of the barrel.
Woo-wee. I love how Sean says, like, Andy, I know you're pissed, but you want to talk about it?
$37 million in cap for what? You're not signing anybody. The fuck?
Oh my God! Oh my!
What a ridiculous.
And Andy's ready to be like, he's like, fuck all this, man. Fuck all this.
It's really getting there. I swear to God, if Seattle comes out the gate and really tears it up a little bit and it's actually better than the Sabres, then I just might have to fold because I can't watch another expansion team be better than this fucking team of ours. I can't do it.
Oh man, that was funny.
It's already looking like that right now.
Yeah, and you know what?
It's the luxury of being an expansion team. It's the luxury of being an expansion team. You can pick whoever the fuck you want.
Oh God. Sean, you okay, man?
I can only hope that Michael trade would.
I'm good.
Oh my God!
I'm good, man.
I can only hope every week for Jack solidifies this because it better be a hefty fucking ransom. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
Dude, I think this is the funniest thing we've heard all year. That's the top. That dart over him was hysterical. This almost just certainly, just by a slight bit, just takes the cake.
Well, because he had all these goalies that were out there today, and he just didn't sign anybody. Let Allmark to Boston.
Oh my God.
He picked up Craig Anderson at the bottom of the barrel because nobody was fucking left. All right, so lose my fucking Avalanche. Jesus, go Greg Kemper in a trade. I mean, my God, at least they made an effort. Hopefully, he does that in a few fucking days. Oh my God, what are we doing?
Oh God. Yeah, it's official, Sean. Andy is officially broken.
Yep.
At least you. I love your profile. It says that you're a gamer on YouTube. You regret nothing, and you're a Bills and Seattle Kraken fan. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then you're over here just saying, "Holy shit, the Kraken have Philip Grubauer." And yet, here's Andy whining and crying like a bitch because they got Kraken.
Not pissed off right now. The Sabres fan, how could you not be pissed off right now? Look at all the Sabres chats. You'll see it for yourself. What the fuck are we doing? People that were grabbing.
Get the logic, but like maybe they still said, "Fuck no, I don't want to go to Buffalo." Maybe those are people.
Nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to be part of another rebuild. They'd rather take their chances on an expansion team.
That's pretty
bad. Bad for your fucking team image.
Oh,
that players would rather go play for an expansion team that hasn't even played a game in the NHL yet than come play for you that has, a 50-year history.
Oh my God.
That says a lot.
That is a sure as hell a lot. I will give you that. But it's
fucking
just funny.
Anderson.
Oh my God, that's funny.
All right, whatever. Better go fuck get somebody by tomorrow. Make me feel better.
Listen, Andy, the best thing I could give you, man, is just be patient. It was only the first day of free agency, so I'm not gonna cry and doom and gloom just yet. Because I think there's still a whole lot left of space to pretty much just poke at. Because, again, there are goalies you have to get in consideration. I think I would agree with you if they go and get another 40-year-old goalie. Then I would agree with you. But I don't think this is the case. I think that again, like I said, I think that they're using Anderson as a backup, and then whoever they bring in, and then all of a sudden now they're going to bring in a young 25-year-old goalie. I would have loved for Alex what the fuck is his name?
Milojevic?
Yes. That's who it is. Alex Nedeljkovic. That's who I think they should have traded for. But instead, the Canes played stupid, and they ended up trading him to the freaking Red Wings for nothing.
Yeah, but then you see the kids what they did. I mean, they still got pretty interesting, and they got Team still two pretty good fucking goalies. I mean, it doesn't really, so fight for Jokic, but I mean, they still came back and said, "Hey, we're getting two good goalies here." Buffalo, what are they doing? We're gonna go hard for Allmark and work on him all day. While they're working on him all day, all these other goalies get signed for 2-year deals and $3-4 million a piece. Not crazy. Then he jumps to Boston. Like, who do we pick now? Oh, bottom of the barrel, Craig fucking Anderson. Come on in.
Oh God, Andy, I love you, man. I love you, man. I'm just telling you straightforward.
It's fucking comical.
It is comical. I mean. It's a little it's pretty embarrassing. I will say that. I will give you that. But like I said, I'm not too entirely concerned just yet because I still think there's potential for a starter that's in his mid-20s.
If they can find one that's team's willing to give up, sure.
What about Elvis Merzlikins? What about Elvis?
I mean, I'll take them.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you.
I'll take Merzlikins. I don't care.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Again, like I said, Sean's just hanging out in the background. It's like, I don't have to do shit because the Kraken did me a favor, and I didn't even have to do much today. So, there you have it. So I guess, is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap up the show for the evening?
Yeah, fuck Buffalo Sabres. Right now, fuck off.
And John?
Let's go Kraken. Let's get this hockey season going, man.
Yeah, dude.
Go fucking Kraken. What's crack-a-lack in Seattle? Not Buffalo.
He's so mad. Oh my god. What?
Oh,
Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh, and it turns out too, the Seattle Kraken spent $125 million on UFAs Chris Drieger, Philip Grubauer, Jaden Schwartz, Adam Larson, and Jamie Alexiak, and Alex Wenberg combined. All that combined. That's pretty damn good.
oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So props to the Kraken, man. Good for them. And as for the Sabres, we're going to get going. We're going to let Annie whine like a bitch more. So we'll talk to you guys later. I'm Buffalo Bob, filling in for Tom on the Buffalo After Dark. And I will talk to you next time.
Oh, yeah. What are we doing? Loud and proud. What are we doing, Kevin Adams? Huh? What are we doing? Two goalies that are backups? What is going on here?
Wait, are you recording?
Just for a brief
Tankathon 2021 full tankathon. Fuck this team.
Oh my god.
No. What are we doing? What the fuck is going on here? Oh my god. Yeah, they're trained for a fucking goalie now, huh, Bobby? Yeah, fucking right.
Oh god.
I mean, tell me these two old posers are gonna fucking take the back end of the season? Are you kidding me? We're gonna get fucking murdered.
Well, I don't. Well, here. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think this guy makes it to the freaking roster, like the full-on 23-man roster. Fuck.
What are we doing?
Oh. Wow.
What the fuck is going on here? You cannot sit here and tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, we literally just ended an episode, but just after we did, the Sabres made another move, and they signed another goalie in Aaron Dell with another 1 year, $750,000 contract.
And Andy is throwing a fit.
Fucking Tankathon 21, here we go. Why even bother? Just wait till the fucking draft next year. Hopefully they get the number one spot. Jesus H. Christ. I cannot do this anymore, man. This is ridiculous.
Oh.
There's gonna be nobody in the stands. You're gonna kill these young kids. You know, you get murdered every night. You're not gonna fucking play. Oh my god, what are you doing, Kevin?
Relax, it's only an NHL goalie. It's not like he's gonna do anything.
No shit. I don't know who's gonna be the fucking backup and who's gonna be the starter right now. Just roll with 6 guys on the ice. Don't fucking put it in.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great.
Fucking, you know what? Just demote this team to the AHL. Just fucking demote them.
Oh my god.
Fuck it. The Buffalo Americans. Just fucking let it be because this is ridiculous.
I know, we all feel sorrow for Andy. I wish Adam was here because he would just be laughing at us right now.
Oh, man.
What are we doing? I swear to God, I almost ready to throw my fuck phone.
Well, there you have it, guys.
What? Oh, this is worse than fucking Darnold. You only get one backup goaltender, then you go out and get two backup goaltenders. Where's your fucking starter? He doesn't exist. Swear to God, Ken Adams, if you don't fucking trade for a goalie, I swear all that is holy. I will come down to one fucking key bake center and I will kick your ass out of your own fucking office.
Oh my God, he's so bad.
Embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, you think? I mean, look, like I said before, I know this is like bonus content, but like, I just find this funny. The fact that the Sabres signed two backup goalies and neither one of them are starters. And yet, here we are talking about them, and it's like, who the fuck is going to be the starter? I'm not even going to say who the starter is because nobody really knows.
Oh, man.
Two
Oh, man.
two backup goaltender? Come on. Stop it, Winnie. Come on, Kevin. You're just fucking around right now. Come on. You're just fucking around right now. Oh my God.
Oh boy. It's bad enough already.
Man.
Oh my God. I wish I had access pass to a fucking press conference whenever he has the next one. Oh my God, I would fucking lay into him. Oh, this is gonna. Oh, I'm gonna make this a big ordeal now. Fuck, unbelievable. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
A whole lot's going on. Fuck. You doing okay?
Sure, and now Adam's fucking posting on. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting year for sure.
Yep.
I can't take this shit no more.
You still want to switch?
I mean, I'm glad I have two teams because I'm telling you what, I ain't watching this one next year.
Oh my God, that's funny. So that is funny.